Hi and welcome. We are going to take a look at The First Flakes Are Falling by Helen Madden. This is a piece on the ABRSM Grade 2 list currently, and I'm delighted to be making this video at the request of John, who's learning this piece. And I know of other patrons that are as well. Let me first of all simply play it through and then we'll tuck in. The tempo indication at the top is about 50. Always treat those metronome marks with a little bit of a pinch of salt, but it does give us a useful ballpark. 50 beats sounds like this. It's really nice and steady, nice and steady. Here we go. It's a very effective piece, and it does conjure up, because I've read the title, but it still does conjure up in an evening, cold, grey, snow-laden sky, certainly in my imagination. It's in 6/8. 6/8 is a compound time. Compound time because we're dividing the beat into 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, and is the way in which we can feel that. And it has 1 flat in the key signature. That could tell us, or hint to F major, but it's not an F major. We are in the relative minor. Let's go down 3 semitones. 1, 2, 3. We are in D minor. That's D natural minor scale. That's the sound world we are in. And the piece is created largely out of a D minor chord and a B flat chord, both of which belong to the scale of D minor. There's the D, there's the B flat chord. The chord comes out of scale notes. And the overall structure, I reckon she's got 4-bar phrases. So the very first idea, that's a phrase. She's chosen not to use phrase marks, slurs, and it doesn't need it. But in reality, those first 4 bars are a phrase. And if we look at the whole of the rest of the piece, it too is 4-bar phrases. There are 5 of them, 20 bars in all. And I put it to you that the first phrase that I just played is very similar to the second, which starts exactly the same, but with a different ending. So we have an A idea, then we have an A slightly different idea, then we have something different and a different chord. This is the chord of G minor, which I didn't mention earlier. Again, a sort of falling idea, very similar but different. We've changed harmony there. The next 4-bar phrase is identical. And the final 4-bar phrase is exactly the same as the first. So there's not that much new music to learn. And that is the same of every single piece we ever play. There's always elements of repetition. And I think it's useful just to think through the piece and get the structure, get the lie of the land, get the whole picture in our heads. It never gets beyond mezzo forte, so it's definitely on the quieter side of life. I was using the pedal, and I'll come to the pedal in a moment. But first of all, let's go through it with no pedal and think about any technical things that may crop up. At the start here, we've got this technique of holding on to the outside notes. I've chosen a fourth finger there and a fourth finger also in the left hand, because the fourth finger there will make it easier to get to the B flat at bar 3. That's my logic. We're going to be holding on to those notes while we play with these. So we have to have very independent fingers. Let's give that a try. Let's just work through. That worked well. Why don't I just try and hold on to that one while I oscillate? I'm doing it with both hands together. You might prefer to do it with hands separately. Let's try the top note and oscillate the others. So we're making sure that our fingers can work really independently of one another, so that I can hold that while I'm wobbling with the other two, using the other two. And the top line has those accents. Interestingly, she didn't use them in bar 3, so she wants a slightly softer, gentler tone there. But she's saying at the beginning, I want you to really mark out the melody, make it clear that where the melody is, which is in the top of the right hand. And it's difficult to play one hand louder than the other. Let's take our D minor scale. I wonder if I can do my right hand loud, my left hand quiet. And I'll choose contrary motion because that will make it easier for me to hear the different notes that are going on. Let's try. I'll just use natural minor. So I really whopped that one out in contrast to that. And by the time we get to bar 3, that left hand will need to know where it's going. Can I take that idea up the keyboard to really know my notes? B, F, A, B flat, F, A, B flat, F, A. Yeah, I've got it. Can I play them with a finger? F, A, B flat, F, A. That helps work out the geography of it. You know, where are those notes? Are they in there? Are they? Let's play through now. ABRSM Piano. Tune at the top. Independent fingers to do the holding thing. Left hand, I know where I'm going here. Hold on to the right. I'm going to keep going. It repeats. We know this bit already. Okay, mezzo, just a little bit louder, but nothing excessive. Scale coming down. But scale coming down. And dying away as it does. That's contrary motion, isn't it? Made doubly difficult because scale in this hand, arpeggio in that hand. That's why piano playing is such fun. It becomes a sort of mental logistic thing, doesn't it? We then move to our B phrase idea that I called it. It's very related, of course, to what's gone before, but it's different. And the accompaniment here is using a G minor chord, isn't it? Interestingly, she hasn't put the accents or asked us to hold on to the notes here in the left hand. Sorry, I'm doing some overly fussy right hand fingering. I just explained what I was doing, but I'm not persuaded that you need to do it at all. It's quite a common thing to swap fingers, but it's a technique that I would suggest we save for later, and we don't need it here. So I explained what I did without thinking about it, but let's stick to the fingering that's here. Except for the fact I prefer the fourth down there for the same reason. It'll mean that bar 11 is easier. And the third fingers there are going to be important so that we can then get to let's do the same thing again. I'm wanting to do my finger swap thing there. And that's gradually dying down and getting quieter and quieter. Which brings us to the point about the pedal, because I was itching to start using the pedal there. You may well ask yourselves, well, there's no pedal markings. Why do I have to use the pedal? In most music, the pedal is not indicated. Chopin didn't spend time marking in the pedal marks in detail. It was implied that the pianist would know how to use the pedal. So don't be afraid to use the pedal even if it isn't marked. It's an integral part of the instrument, a really crucial one. I think, broadly speaking, the pedal can pop up twice a bar. And we're going to use what's called legato pedaling. So if I just take it from that bar that we're at, bar 9, my pedal is now down, and I'm holding these. And as I play the second beat, the E and the G, my pedal is going to come, it's still down, still down, still down. Pedal is coming up, and then really quickly down. Pedal is up, up, up. And it can stay down for all of that chord, because it's a more static bar. And then up, 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 staying down, up, at the beginning of the bar. And here, let me carry on, thinking pedal, up, 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 up. And when I'm saying up, as I said before, I mean up and quickly back down again. And you'll create this beautiful wash of sound that I think fits the style of music really, really well. And there's a rit at the end, there's a pause at the end. It's a beautiful piece, really effective, I think, in creating that atmosphere. And there's some technical things for us to think about and worry about too. If you have any questions on this piece, please get in touch with me. Good luck with your practice. Take care. Bye-bye for now.